Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to TFC Live. This is Season 2, Episode 47. This is the weekly update, which was pretty small, and a little bit of a sort of peek forward on Bounty 4 for those that are interested. First of all, let's say good evening to the panel. Hello, Rue. How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Good, good, good. George?
Evening, everybody. How y'all doing?
Excellent. And it's Tuesday, so we've got Brian. Hey, buddy.
Hi, I already did my math for the week. I don't care anymore. Stop.
Okie dokie.
George knows.
George knows. Oh dear. Right. There's a few slides for tonight. Most of it's reruns, that sort of stuff, but there is a look forward, which is Bounty 4, like I said, which isn't actually this week, but we have got some details about it. So let's get some slides. Oh, and welcome all in chat, by the way. I see there's quite a few people in there. We'll say hi to a few in a moment. But we'll can we see that? Hopefully. Okay, so yeah, Season 2, Episode 47, 21st November. That's today's date. What do we have? I think so. Okay, so there's a release. We've got some Rivals TLCs that have popped back. Okay, then this is the part 2 of the Rivals runouts. So Forever, Endgame, and Inquisition, which is the Inquisitor one, but we'll have a look at what's in each one and what you're going to get. They are all revised, by the way, okay? We didn't get that much in the update notes, but the TLCs just popped up in time. So in the last half hour, I've managed to adjust the prize packs. I think starting off is the first thing to say is there are no base build tokens, okay? There just aren't any across all the TLCs. So don't look forward to trying to get some extra build tokens for your turrets and that sort of stuff, because there isn't nothing. Nada.
That's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. With the bounty, I mean, with the bounty coming up and the prevalence of certain things in the base is that I don't like with the defense option. There really should be some damn tokens in there.
Well, I've still only done my third turret still. I'm just so far behind on that sort of stuff. So
yeah,
it's a decision as to what to do, whether it be your shipyard, your blooming Conqueror shipyard, or your flipping, I don't know. Anyway,
there's still people that haven't gotten the Conqueror yacht out yet, and that's, I mean, I concentrated on that first, so I have like 2 turrets, and that's it. That are up to 9 now. And it's a game changer. I mean, having that second shipyard, if you are at all into PvP, it's helped a lot. Like, I've actually been able to hit bases again. It's cool.
You're hitting bases, ooh, more than I am.
Yeah. I mean, the catch is I sacrificed everything else, so it means I'm a farm. I'm a farm, but I got a second shipyard. You know, I mean, because it takes a long time, and there's. I wish we had tokens. I'm sorry. That's just rubbing me the wrong way.
It is. Let's just see if some comes in the tech raid next raid. I don't know. I'm hoping there'll be a few at least. So it'd be nice to have some tech. What is slightly annoying is obviously for the lower levels, particularly, there are a few turret tops in this. Obviously, these TLCs, and there's no assistance to get them built. So difficult. But anyway, right. Anyway, let's move on. So Rivals TLCs Part 2. This one obviously is, it says in preparation for Bounty 4, but it's just a rerun of the TLCs really. But the Rivals series, as we know, they all interact with each other and do different things, that sort of stuff. This one's the Forever, the Endgame, and the Inquisition, which is the Inquisitor one. As it says before, though it didn't say in the notes, but I take it it's a situation that you can now go from 5 of each hull to 10 if you so choose to do so. It didn't say that in the notes, but since it said that last week, I'm taking that assumption. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But we'll see. So the first one that we'll talk about then, obviously, is the Forever campaign. I think this one's my favourite, to be honest. Let's say this is the faction-based campaign. Obviously, it's got various different sort of Reaver-based ones and that sort of stuff. You get the Galani, which is the best thing about it. For those that went out and managed to get themselves, obviously, the flagship, then this is a great opportunity to go and get it if you haven't got it already. The main hull itself. You get a nice badge that goes with it. Quite like that one. And as it says there, then look, there are several run-throughs, but take note because they're not all the same. So 3, 4, and 5 encounters. Okay, between each one's. Okay, and the last 3, what did you say? The last 3 run-throughs have 5 encounters as well. The first 3 encounters are base attacks. Conqueror hulls are highly recommended. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the ones that had the cannoneers and that sort of stuff. But clearly that was back in the day, and I'm sure people that got King's Writs and all them sort of things are going to absolutely trounce this in nanoseconds. If
I
you
hope.
rages,
Nice.
that sort of stuff. You can just imagine this is going to be quite comical in some respects.
Well,
Or to
here's
have a competition who could do it the fastest, maybe.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't mind that they're really easy for the higher end guys that have the hulls, because honestly these things are out there for other people to get caught up. Like people that don't have, I really hope they haven't retuned it where the people that don't have this stuff can't get it, because PvP is fun, and if you can get some of this stuff to at least start getting into it, I would think that they want it.
Defense grids are in there as well, so we all know how well they're going at the moment. Let's just hope they're not as bad in the TLC as they are on
lag.
Oh, someone's already saying that someone's already saying that the lag is still bad.
Oh no!
But one thing that I did notice last night, because I was still tracking some memory stuff, was go into the target, sit in the corner, then refresh, and then go back in, and I found it was a lot easier.
Yeah, if you can get everything to pop up.
But that's dangerously, because some of the turrets, if you get them to pop up,
you're screwed.
As soon as you get close to them, they start firing, because there's a time segment between when they pop up and when they'll set their first round off. Particularly those like really projectile cannon ones, not the scatter ones, but the other ones.
The long range ballistic one, yeah.
If you trigger that thing, you've got like seconds to go and get it. It drives you in that direction very rapidly. Otherwise, you as soon as you get close to it, that's why you never hit a started target that's got one of those up already, because you're going to take damage, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, Venom actually just said that he's run it, and the targets don't seem to have changed, so that's good. I mean, that means that people have an entryway to get some of these hulls and get into it a little bit. That's a plus.
Okay.
The lag though, ouch.
Okay, but the end result is the fact that if you haven't got it, gluttonies are good fun. They do help you in bounty at the moment.
Actually, can I just add something on the Scourge thing? What might be good for people is to go and watch some videos of the targets, or wait to see if someone runs the target. And if you have the pattern down, you can actually kind of time your pattern. That way, when you do lag, you'll be going in the right place. So hopefully it'll kind of mitigate any damage you might get because of the lag. Once you know the pattern, you can kind of go that way, and if it does lag a little bit, you're still, on your plan.
Yeah, it looks like the targets haven't changed. So I had a quick look on the TFC website, and the this campaign is on there, and the Scourge target hits. There's a couple of people who've done the full run through, so there are already 2 videos up there. I mean, Andrew's working now, but I'm sure he'll make some adjustments to the site and put it into the current TLCs. But all you got to do is look down into the list of TLCs, and they're there. So it's not too bad. There's a full run through of every target. Ren's done one for a start, and there's a couple of others there as well. So at least you can, like you said, you can have a look at them and then decide which angle of attack you want to take in. But yeah, I mean, sometimes on these tower campaigns, it depends on what angle of the tower you attack. It depends on where you go in. So not always, but sometimes. I can't remember which level target it is personally, but someone's saying the siege are 81 and 100s. Okay. Oh yes, they are. Yeah, I'll look at that as well. Right. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, there's a badge you can get hold of. You can. Be nice to have another set of Gluts, wouldn't it? But there we go.
I already got 2 of them. Do I need another one? Really?
I might recycle it actually. But, I tend to go through and recycle ships like they're going out of fashion sometimes. So
just the tokens for refits too with that new scattergun.
Ooh, that's a good point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, shame you can't use it on the flagship, but yeah, that's always been a frustration, hasn't it? So, but yeah, they're all there anyway. So let's move on, shall we? So those that haven't got it, by the way, then Sulfide Deployer, Venom Spitter, and that sort of stuff. 2 really good things. So base turret special there, and obviously the Venom Spitter, which obviously sort of like when it hits the fleet, it sort of like has a dot sort of effect, and so it does damage over time. Was quite powerful in its day. So for low level base, I'm sure it'd be fine if you've got low levels hitting you. Don't think it's going to do a great deal to a King's Writ though, but it does the job. Like I said, there are no all the tokens for buildings have been taken out. They've added in, fortunately, because I was wondering what they were going to do, so I left that as a question mark, and now I filled it in. So they've got a 1-day gluttony build token in run 3. So that's a nice thing to add in there. then moving forward, then you get some. Even the VXP tokens have dropped down because it was 2 before. So, but you get 1 VXP token there, but it's 25k, and that's simply probably because under the what my thoughts are simply is because under obviously inside your mega ship you can actually get build tokens for conquerors and that sort of stuff. So
I really miss that 12-day token.
yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you get a stack of them and they were great fun.
I mean, even 1 or 2 of them would have been nice, just to, bounties coming up, just give us like 1 or 2 of them so we can at least get another level 9 turret out of something.
Or you could get a good chunk of the way to OP10 if you're not there.
Yeah, I mean, I know people that still haven't done the shipyard. The dock and shipyards are still needing it.
And there's also a lot of new gluttony owners from the raid as well. So
There are, yes.
these tokens will work on that. And if you have done or haven't done the bounty before and you are looking to do it, if they have the same bounty occupied bases on the map, the gluttonies work really well on the lower ones.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know whether to say anything, but I wonder if this is the campaign where you get to the end and you forget to finish it, and you start it again.
This is that campaign, but they fixed it.
Did they?
The first time around they fixed it after like a day or 2. The second time it ran, you couldn't do it. So I'm assuming that it's fixed as well. But
shucks, not that we sort of like promote that sort of stuff, but it was interesting.
No.
You had to start everything again, but anyway, it's fixed. It's fixed. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Didn't fix the target lag, but you fixed the issue. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Okay. So run through 6, as you can see there. You get the gluttony 1-day build token times 4, so that's quite decent. And then you get some more VXP, so you get 2 times 5k. So hang on a minute. And so in total, then it's for each run through, you're going to get a 1 day there. And then you're going to get 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. 7 days of tokens, which is not too bad, I suppose, is it, actually, to be honest? And then
I think they've limited the
35k.
mastery. Yeah, mastery, there's limited to only 2, I think, on this one, isn't it?
You get 11 days.
Yeah, it's 2. Mastery's 2.
Oh, so it is, yeah.
Although I want Gluttony VXP because I don't have a Mega Hole, and I want Gluttony VXP.
Well, you're going to get then 35k's worth of Gluttony VXP, so...
Not good enough.
That's a third of the way.
I
did it last time. Before we had the VXP stuff on the Meg Hull, I had to run through this several times, which is why I did the rerun as well, and just so I could go and use it for my... I didn't manage to rank all my Gluttonies, but I ranked up, I think, 3 to the top, and I paused on 2.
Yeah, I mean, did Run Through 3 have VXP? Because there's only 5,000 by 2.
So Run Through 3 used to be, now that's it now, but it used to be base build tokens only, you see.
Yeah.
So I took those out and put question mark, and they've put this 1 day Gluttony build in there as well, in its place. So the same number of runs, basically.
So for total VXP, you get, that 25,000 and then another 20,000? So that's 45,000. That's not even ranking 1 Gluttony, let alone if you want to build, 2 or 3 of them. Ouch. Get that gantry done, folks.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's a good thing about the gantry, isn't there? Because, we'll come to that in a moment. But I'm not saying it's a good thing or not, because that means everyone's going to have mega ships now, which means there's going to be even more lag on the open seas. But we'll get to that in a second. So there is some good niche news. Maybe not so good news for someone that's 25 days into their gantry build already, but there is some.
Yeah, that's true.
But we've all got to start somewhere. Anyway, so there you go. That's the Forever TLC. And it's the one that, if you haven't done any of them, it's the one I really, really would do. Because although you can't go and hit res with this sub anymore, it's still a really good thing to have. Right, Endgame. This is one of the really, really early ones, wasn't it? Because this is what got you the Oppressor, if I remember rightly. So there are 3 run-throughs again this campaign with 3, 4, and 5 encounters respectively. The first 3 encounters are Legion Assault Force ones. Conqueror Hulls will not be able to engage these. However, the 4 and 5 are base attacks. So do you remember that when we kept switching from one to the other? This is one where you could use prides and that sort of stuff, wasn't it? Liberators were good as well, obviously. I still think that turret's quite decent. The D99S, quite like that one. Seems to still do a little bit of damage to some ships, and the fuel tank is a good special because it's got tons of splash.
Oh yeah, I love the fuel tank. The D99S used to be a really bad surprise for some people. Now not so much, but
it still can be. It still can be.
It can catch a few people out.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Especially if you can get it to hit some sloths or something. If it's not already dead, that is, But it can catch a few people out.
Good to know.
But so there's some repressor tokens in there and that sort of stuff, and obviously some build tokens as well. So VXP, it's not a huge amount on this one. It's actually less than the previous ones, isn't it? So 25k, 1 token. It was 2 last time, I think, and 6-day build tokens. So yeah, I don't think it'll be a horrendous TLC for anybody, to be honest. This one.
No, but the first 2 levels, I think, are still well worth it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Even if you can't do the base attack, the special here and the sulfide deployer back in the other one, that splash. Think a minute about all the glorious things that use splash. Your glacial uses splash. Isn't it? Your mortars. If you somehow have an elite countermeasure turret and are in that weird Venn diagram, having that and maybe not having Conqueror stuff, these work on that incredibly well.
Well, the new elite anti as well. Obviously, that's a splash-based weapon as well. So I've added one of these to one of my counters as well, and obviously get a splash. Well, it goes. I think it's from 6, and it goes up to like 14 or something like that. I can't remember what it is, because you got this splash. There's this to increase the splash. And there's something else that you can put on it as well. So pretty decent. Oh, interesting. That's right. Just reading a side note there from George. Right. Okay. So oppressors. The only thing I find about oppressors is they don't seem to like mortars.
Nope.
As in like incoming mortars. They might deliver some mortars, quite reasonable, but they turn very slowly. But if they live long enough, yeah, because I had a couple and then I sort of didn't bother with them any longer. But if you're breaking that 50 boundary, as in level 50, then you might want to think, oh, I've never had something like this before. So if you're breaking into that area of Conquerors, then of course go ahead and do it. Why not?
Yeah, it's not a bad hull, but obviously superseded by the sloth. So if you don't have the sloth, then it's a good second.
I mean, most of these, except for maybe the Gluttony, if you have some of the equipment for it, I mean, most of these are not going to be hitting top-end bases, but they are pretty good to get into PvPing. I mean, you might end up going and hitting a couple of baby seals because a lot of these don't like the new cannon on the OP, but it's a fun way to get into it.
I mean, yeah, if I'm explosive, I mean, you can sit a Liberator. It'll take explosive all day long. It's pretty impressive. I have to say that the amount of incoming a Liberator can take on the explosive is nuts. It just seems to sit there and goes, yeah, come on, bring it on, So,
I mean, and when you're using this stuff to learn, because you can't take the oppressors in and just have that, like you'd want to use something that's a decoy like the Liberator. And people can go onto YouTube, look at a couple of base hits and see how others are hitting bases, if they're just getting into hitting bases, and apply it and practice, try.
Yeah, no, I agree, definitely. Yeah, so limited blueprints. Obviously, you got to repeat it again. I take it you can probably still have 10 of these if you want them, that sort of stuff. But if you've got them and you've never used them, that sort of stuff, and you've got the space, there are VXP tokens there for you and build tokens to do adjustments, because there are different, obviously, mortars you can fit to these things. So, the Inquisition TLC. So this is the one that didn't have very good release notes when it first came out. I think which was the end of July, beginning of August. For some reason, when I went back to look at that TLC show, that TFC show, there wasn't actually. I don't know if this came out in the middle of the week or something happened, because it wasn't actually on the show at all. So the slides for this are very, very limited. So I've had to create these myself, just picking up on the fact that this one is, apart from getting the actual blueprint for this hull, which is quite good because you can put the new scatter on it. But bear in mind, you can't retarget with that weapon, all right? So, because it's an underwater weapon and it only is supposed to fit on subs, it just happens to fit on this one as well, but you can't use it to retarget your morts. It doesn't work. Much to some people's disgust when they find out. Because a lot of people like to use this ship in conjunction with other ships for spotting and that sort of stuff. And I know I did watch somebody went in, I think, with a twin, I think it was, a twin blade, and then took out the front line turrets and that sort of stuff. And went to take this in instead, and then his mort chuckers and his bus wouldn't retarget at all. Which initially we thought was a glitch, but actually it's not.
Yeah, it's an underwater weapon, so it doesn't spot.
I never quite understand the logic behind the underwater weapon that's actually fitted to a top of a ship. That even if it went under the water, it'd have to jump up onto the land and then hit buildings. So
well, I mean, we have the Cobra scattergun that shoots from underwater and hits buildings. I mean, the thing is I think we were talking about it before, and I think this is the one print that doesn't actually specifically state it, though, right?
Yeah, we looked at it. Yeah, it doesn't say it at all. So
yeah, I ran this with before the Phantom came out. I ran this with my regular gluttonies because it was a quick fix. It wasn't, it gave me some damage that I could use to prep out the beginnings of bases, and as opposed to using just a gunboat or something like that. So yeah, it worked well for me for that. And then putting the scatterguns on it have made it work even better.
Yeah, I have to say it can certainly pack a punch, can't it, with some scatters on it? It's but yeah, so just don't use it for a retargeting ship. Well, if with scatters on, because you can't, because you look pretty silly. Especially when you're watching somebody else's back on, they're trying to, and you just sniggering to yourself because you've already made that mistake yourself and know the answer. But anyway, I did have a bit of an amusing moment this week. Anyway, the good thing about this one is I like a lot. It's pretty reasonable now. Everyone's done the last raid format, and actually you can get through runs 1, 2, and 3 really, really quickly just with a set of Skyfires. A set of Phoenixes and that sort of stuff. It's good to use the combinations if you've got them for pack 4 and 5, but it's not absolutely must, because we've had escalation weapons as well. So pack 5, it's the 100 target. Okay, the old level 100 target that was in the first series of the previous raid format. So it's not horrendous to do at all. And clearly, if you've got all these other ones, then and it's another way of getting the VXP look, because it's in here. So yeah, pretty decent.
I just wish they had Inquisitor VXP tokens. I think this is the only one without VXP for its own ship.
Yeah, it is weird, that, isn't it? It's a fair point. There is no way of getting...
Yeah, it's like they took other things out and put these other ones in and kind of forgot about that.
Well, I was looking at them. This was actually the prize pack from the previous one, because these weren't on today's notes at all. So I went back into the July version, and this is exactly the same. And I went into the game today and looked at the TLC, and this is a mirror image of what it was in July. So there wasn't back then either.
I think
I thought
then
the
they might have
Survivor
been...
came in after the Inquisitor.
No, this was the last one.
Yeah, Inquisitor was last, I think.
Oh, okay. Got it backwards.
I think. I literally went straight back to the Inquisition sort of TLC and looked at that one there, and all these prize packs are exactly as they were when the release notes were July. I think it was the 28th of July or something like that.
It was
28th, something like that.
It was Liberator, Oppressor, Survivor, Incinerator, Inquisitor. I think in that order, 1 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I know this was the last one anyway.
I think last time they might have been trying to
it.
sell.
Oh yeah, Justice. Yeah.
Oh, Justice.
Yeah,
I think they might have been trying to sell the ability to make 5,000 VXP Conqueror tokens in the Mega Hall. Maybe that's why they didn't put it in this one, because at that time it was recently come out or was just about to come out. So they wanted you to do that instead.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Right. So there you go. That's the whole range of those there. And if you're not aware, obviously you pick and choose one, because one supports another ship, and you get auras and that sort of stuff. And if you've got one in the fleet, it'll help the other. Like Gluttony is a really good one. Even if you just got the one Gluttony, if you want to go in and prep him with one ship and it's taking some damage, run it back to the Gluttony sort of stuff, and it'll give it some healing. If you haven't actually experienced that yourself, it's a real good fun thing to do. You used to use it a lot with prides.
Just keep the Gluttony out on the water. If you can, because once it's damaged, you're not getting it out of the dock without coining it or wait until it's repaired.
Yeah, don't fix it. Well, you can fix it, but if you want to use it again before it dies, don't dock the damn thing, because otherwise you've got to patch it all up, which is not good. And personally, never put, unless you're going to go and base it with them, but I'd like to see you try these days. Well, you can, because I've seen people using the scatter ones, but unless you're going to armor the thing up, which will cost you an absolute mint, I wouldn't put any armor on the darn things at all, personally. It's up to you. If you want to go building mudgluts, you don't need armor. You're not going to get into many people's bases these days with them, but they are still good fun in some other areas, like doing TLCs. But yeah, if you want to arm them up, they'll cost you a day and a half to fix. So and you can't launch them at all unless they're fixed totally. So it isn't the cheapest fleet in the run to run. Right, what else we got then? Oh, here you go. If you haven't seen it before, then that's the blueprint. There's nothing changed in it, to be honest.
No, this isn't the point in time where they said that they would be simpler. This is before that.
Yes, yeah, that's fair to note. Yeah.
Stop talking, internet.
Definitely a case of this is one of the older blueprints because it's got like streams and reams of statistics and that sort of stuff. And the hardest thing, I think, yeah, another one with Bloodthirst as well. But the hardest thing is when you start doing the special abilities and the interaction with the other rivals, it all starts getting a bit complicated. So you've got to lose one. You've got to have that mental thing in your head and go, yeah, right, now what's that done to the rest of my ships? What can't I sort of like take the damage from anymore? Really just sort of play with your head.
I still like the look of this hull too.
Yeah, it's funky. It looks like a swordfish, doesn't it? So
yeah.
Anyway,
if you're sure the opponent does not have cold snap, you run rescap and you cackle. Also, nobody expects the Inquisition.
Yeah, very much so. Right, so we'll pause now, I think, and we'll have a little bit of a discussion. Got plenty of time, so we'll have a discussion on this, which is our sneak peek at Bounty 4. So I've managed to grab some bits and bobs from different places. Okay, then Laredo posted some stuff. Rampage posted some bits as well. There was a little bit on, obviously, the update today. So that's sort of all I've got to date, sort of grouped together. So the dates, Frank's Laredo in chat there for the dates then. So it's not going to kick in until the end of the month. So that's the 30th of November to the 4th of December. Which gives a bit of time, which is just as well, really, because in the Bounty 4 season, they're going to bring in the other aspect of PvP, which is actually mega ships. Okay, now I know this is a bit of a hot topic with Rue, okay, at the moment, and she has been conversing with an individual at Kickside to try and iron out some of the P and Qs that we're definitely going to get. Later on, and definitely particularly as it goes into going live as well. But as of now, as it says there, you know, you'll be able to then hold, okay, then one of the points as we did in the Golden Nugget sort of event, and if you can keep hold it for a set duration of time, basically when the countdown goes to 0, then if you've joined Bounty, okay, and with your mega ship, then basically then you'll get a payout of Bounty points. Now,
Someone remind me how the Golden Nexus worked out. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was the way it was last time is that you, and that's what we think. There's been, no real confirmation on this yet, and of course everybody's still waiting on information. Is the last time they did something similar to this, the Golden Nexus was where you hived your ships on the Golden Nexus, and then you beat back everybody else with their mega ships and tried to hold it. And the longer that you held it, and if you held it for a long time and you were holding it at the end of the time, then people actually got an amount of gold for that. And so the assumption is at this time, based on everything that we've been given thus far, is that the same thing will happen with Bounty.
I think with the Bounty one, it's actually a trickle effect. I don't know that there's going to be a massive. I mean, there might be a massive payout too, but I was under the impression it was like a trickle effect. And the problem is it's still going to have the same issue that the Golden Nexus did.
Well, it's a little bit different. There are several issues here. I mean, it's early days yet, and the main notes will come out next week. But already we've been told that if you're in an alliance, and you want to join the Nexus, you don't have to click the Bounty button to go and join that Nexus. So you can be a monster owner of a monster, one with lots of drones and that sort of stuff, and not actually be doing Bounty yourself. But you still you don't get the Bounty points. So, one person that's doing Bounty can be surrounded by 10 or 20 mega ships who aren't doing it, and they can fight off everybody else that's coming near them, and defend as well, but they won't get any Bounty points. So the little person in the middle will get everything.
Yep, the mechanic of the Nexus is going to remain the same in terms of defense and all that. So that's, I mean, I don't know why they're adding this.
It's not the aspect for Bounty; it's an aspect of Bounty. It just ties in the PvP part of because obviously playing with mega ships is PvP. There's absolutely no doubt about it. and maybe this is a way of tying in a second PvP aspect. Bear in mind,
Fleet versus fleet.
a
Yeah.
fleet versus fleet, because obviously, but as I was saying to Robin earlier on, then, so if you think about that now, and bear in mind, base defense should be a way of scoring for bounty this time. It wasn't quite ready for bounty 3, so it should be available for bounty 4. But then just think of all the things and how expensive bounty potentially could be for somebody when you're got to fix your base because the bubbles reduced in time. You've got to fix your base fleet, and you've got to do the coin that. You've got no choice because it's bubbles reduced in time. You've also got to then probably go and hit a base, or potentially go and hit a base. So there's a base fleet and an attacking fleet. There's also a mega ship to fix up if you've already got one. And then obviously you want to go and support your guys that are at a Nexus. So there's a defensive fleet there as well.
There's also... Sorry,
just goes on and on. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
no, I was just going to say there's also some dynamics. If this follows the Nexus like it did the last time, there are some strategies to this. If I'm on a Nexus, let's say we're all in an alliance, and we're all on the Nexus, and I've got a bubble, and TSM's mega gets hit, and I go out and defend with my fleet. Guess what happens?
Lose your bubble.
Your bubble drops.
Yeah, and in bounty, that's even worse. You've got like instant fix then.
Yeah, so there's kind of there's some interesting tactical stuff to think through with this, and how this works, and how it's integrated in, and not just thinking, oh, okay, that's a separate piece of this, because it is tied to bounty, and so you've got to worry about your bubble, your teammates' bubbles, the fleets that you're using to help defend, if you're helping to defend as TSM, the placement of your fleets. If you're in alliance where you've got maybe 4 or 5 really big megas with 6 drone mods, all beefed out on roids, and then you've got smaller megas, do you put those in the center, and the placement of where the drones go across to the other megas to help and assist in the battles? There's a lot of things to think through on this one.
Yeah, I can just think some very large very large alliances when they turn around and go, right, get over here and do. No, I can't defend that. No, get over and do that. Oh, I've lost my bubble. I've also just lost 1,500 bounty. Oh, thanks for that, because someone's attacked my base while I was actually doing that hive. And a scrupulous individual will go and attack somebody's hive and not really care about that if the payout's low, and go, well, they've come to defend it now. You keep them busy over there. Let's make the attack go on as long as possible while I go over and take his base out. So there's lots of things you can consider, that could happen. I don't know. We'll see. But I suppose that's part of the PvP kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and I guess as we said, we don't have formal final information here. There's some assumptions that we're making that may or may not turn out to be true, and some that may be correct, and so we don't know finally what the final version is going to be like, and I'm assuming we'll get that next week prior to it starting. But I do like the fact that they reduced the amount of components that it takes to go ahead and build some things and upgrade some things. That was one of the biggest frustration for Tadpole Megas, is that as soon as a guy had that T on his ship, it was like a big flashing come hit me sign, level 145 mega with one of each components, and that caused issues. So that's now been reduced, so you can almost manufacture the one piece, hit the other for the uranium, and then start your speed ups. And then of course there are speed up tokens in the TLC that they've done.
Yeah, so that's the part 2 of this. I mean, we'll just close the slide off, and then we'll have a little chat. So those reductions are going to make a huge difference. The fact that it's only 7 days now to get your gantry out of the way. What was it? 42. 42. Yeah. So if you're 20 days in, I would cancel your. Can you cancel gantry? I don't know if you can.
I don't know.
If you can, I would cancel it.
You can't. Once you start it, takes 7 days. Yeah, once you start it, you're in.
No, that's a real bummer for somebody. I'd ticket that and get them to get you some speed up days or something like that. There must be some way of helping that out. That would be really frustrating.
Usually, if the time on something that you're building changes in the middle of the build, the time will be deducted.
Reimbursed, yeah.
So if this worked like past times, if you were 20 days in building your gantry, when the change is actually made, you're done. But I don't know.
Well, it's either that, or they just say that you're 20 days in, you've got 20x to go and that sort of stuff. Well, from today, when the change happens, go forward 7 days. Anything after that should be free.
Yeah.
And then ticket that accordingly. Just meet them halfway, and hopefully they'll meet you halfway. I'm not really sure if that's the if that's a possible.
Laredo's saying in chat that there is no way to cancel a gantry already started. So
yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
know.
Shame.
yeah. Once you're in, you're in.
So waving hands, warning for peoples. This is just the gantry.
Yeah, not the
This
ship,
is not
just the gantry.
Not for the mega ship itself. I believe that's also 42 days. Just the gantry. I don't know if they intentionally did not reduce the mega ship build time. I'd like to hope they will look at it, but just the gantry for now.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Right. So there we go.
One other thing too is if you build the gantry, that means that you have access to build those the Conqueror tokens.
The Conqueror tokens. That's the best thing.
Fault? No.
You've got to build the ship first, haven't you?
You need the mega hull.
You need the mega hull?
You can start collecting titanium.
Oh,
yeah, that's
son of a bitch! Seriously?
See? Exactly.
That is crap.
You can collect titanium. That's what you can do.
Yeah, you do it with titanium.
Yeah, but remember they have reduced. For those that did it in the beginning, you had to go out and collect 700 million single shards from 91. So I think, didn't they reduce that requirement to where that's no longer required now?
I think, I don't think that requirement exists at all. It was R&D 20 as well. Last I recall, it's R&D 5. Unfortunately, that now means you have to kill an 89. So,
which will soon to be an 88, isn't it?
Why the hell do I have 20 LTOs? Oh my god! I just logged in to check something. I have 20 LTOs for crap I don't even know. Anyway, but let me double check. It would be an R&D or founder.
So as I said, there's more details to follow on this basically, but level 1, level 2s, there's no requirements, but clearly titanium comes into this again. This sounds a bit like some other game that Kickstarter runs as well. We're starting to have to use this titanium in everything at the moment, or definitely everything PvP related, and in your base related.
So notice the with these changes, there will be a new titanium cost for these modules and cores.
Yeah.
Note that does not say reduction. That says a new cost.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, I could easily see a world where, because they reduce the amount of things that you need, they will up the cost for those things to keep the overall cost the same or similar. So this warn you.
This warn you, yeah, exactly. So titanium is the new, I don't know, unobtainium possibly, or it will be very soon. It's not the easiest stuff to get anymore, is it?
I need to find a nice thing to say.
It's a pain in the ass to get, honestly, and it's with all the stuff that they're starting to put requiring it. There's a little bit of pressure on the titanium thing going on. I do want to actually mention two things real quick. Was one, that T symbol next to the mega hull for some reason is not showing on a lot of hulls that have stuff on it. Yeah,
it's been doing that for some time, mate. So if it's showing on a hull, it's definitely got something you can pilfer. But there's a lot of hulls that have it's not showing up for some reason.
The T actually will show up if you have nothing, but you're researching something too. So that's
can they steal something that you're in the middle of researching?
No,
it has to be completed.
And the other thing is, I think it was Haffel in the chat actually said, just before anyone freaks out about needing the 89 for the R&D 5, you can have it. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that too.
Yeah, I see that as a. See, obviously, Shane's the chat as well. He's saying basically it's 15k titanium to upgrade between a level 1, level 2 module.
That's a lot better than what it was before. It was a pain in the butt before.
Yeah. I mean, what is it? The 85 is where you go and get the 25. Is it 25 titanium?
25 for an 85.
You
but
can
the other
competing
thing here, and not just from on a titanium perspective, from a time sink, because it is a time sink, is if you're researching a Conqueror hull, you can't research, not a Conqueror hull, a Conqueror VXP, you can't manufacture the other stuff. So you got to watch your OP busyness too. You know, do I need this token, or do I need this module, or this component? You know, those types of things. So
it's all good, isn't it?
Yeah. It is. I mean, they are fun though. I mean, especially when you've got someone who's getting a new one, and you go out and help them kind of kickstart and do like the Wolfpack thing. So sometimes those are fun, and the current nexuses that are in there when everybody is on, it can be a lot of fun as well when you get, you know, two groups that are fighting them. So sometimes those are fun as well.
Okay, so Brian's. What was that, Brian? You just got then? Tokens for
Huh?
sale? You saying there's tokens for sale?
No, I was laughing because one of the LTOs I had was 20 days of Phantom Gluttony build tokens on sale for $60.
Well, it is a reduction.
It is, but I'm still laughing at it.
But it's a reduction. Somebody will coin it.
It is a reduction. You are not wrong.
You know, if somebody wants to coin it, 20 days. I mind building.
It's been what? The raid was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, but if you've got
Like
other
a week
things
and
in
a
your
half
queue,
ago?
like King's Writ to do and buses and stuff like that, then you might not have even got to building it. I mean, I'd like to think you have because they're quite good in your base, or they were.
The people that would impulsively coin would have already impulsively coined.
Yeah, I got hit within 2 hours of it coming out, I must admit.
20 days of Phantom Fangtooth build tokens for $50. Wow, there's a lot. I got 21 of these things. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, they just dropped it on you.
Boom. Well, it's there anyway.
Zealous CTX token. Interesting.
Please,
Is that?
please, friends don't let friends Zealous GTX. Just wait for the hunter campaign. It'll be okay.
Yes, hopefully. Yeah, we could do some more hunter build tokens. Definitely refits.
It's funny that you should say that. They actually have. I mean, this is 40 days of hunter build tokens for $69.99, which is, I mean, that's like a third, maybe. That's interesting. It says regularly $192, $69.99. I'm not going to figure out the whole $12.50 for 100 gold thing, but
yeah, I'm not going to figure that out either. But yeah, it's about a third. I mean, hunters are pretty good.
They have yeah. I mean, apparently a lot of the limited time offers, most of them is for raid fleets. I mean, there's Phantom Gluttony build tokens in here too. Mark will like that. Oh, you already coined yours, didn't you?
Might have done.
See, they'd have already coined it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No comment, huh?
Right. I was just looking up somebody that Raider just Raider made a chat in message there, and I was like, I don't know who that person is, so I just looked that person up. I agree with him as well. It's a bloke thing. Anyway, tangents.
One of the other things you mentioned earlier in chat too was that the Tech Up 3 was incoming.
Yeah.
So
there's going to be another 5 prizes maximum, but so be cautious with the Tech Ups. They're dangerous.
There's one already in the shipyard that we've been poking a look at too, though, and that one's interesting.
Speed system.
No,
not speed system. The
strike system.
Strike system.
Yeah. I don't want it. I don't want it.
So it gives you range. I mean, I take it people have noticed that when they've been building ships, they've been scrolling back down, and there's one that's been obviously it's redded out, and it's basically giving you 40 range instead of 25.
Well,
so that's a strike system 4.
We have hydrodynamic shells 4, strike system 4, and autoloader 4 in there now. So that's
autoloader as well.
Yeah, autoloader 4 is 110% ballistic reload. Strike system 4 gives you a range of 40%.
40%. Great for twin fires and stuff like that.
Yeah, combat speed of 74.3 and map speed. Who cares? And then the hydrodynamic shells. Now this one's interesting because you have a sonar range of 29 and explosive hits submerged to 80, just under 82%. Well, I'm already at R15, so yeah, that's an interesting thing right there. I wonder if I mean, Brennus in your base or something, or I mean, you can put something in your base for a bad day for gluttonies, I guess.
Yeah, it would be a bad day for gluts. Yeah,
that's interesting. But those 3 are in the shipyard. I don't know if
guys.
Did you find something else?
Autoloader 4 is 110% ballistic reload. Okay.
Yep.
Tier 6 weapon weight 60%. I go to research. I look at autoloader 3. 60% weapon weight, 110% ballistic reload.
So the benefit is?
It is literally the exact same thing. Just a different tier number.
Maybe it's just filler for now.
I guess.
We'll have to look at that in a moment. Yeah. I don't know is the answer to that. I don't like the other special, the strike system 4, because it makes your ship turn like a pig and it doesn't go fast enough as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but
I I just hate range creep because then they'll plan
Well,
around
the bus
the new
did that,
range.
didn't it? So it's only bringing missile ships really up to around about, is it 108 or something like that, or something like that for a missile ship.
106.8, something like. Well,
Yeah.
but the thing is, this isn't Conqueror limited.
No, not at all. And so it's defenders as well and that sort of stuff. So, you know, if you've got a base where you've got those retargeting missile ships in there, you could have some fun with it.
No, I mean, so I put this on my Zealous tank, and my range then becomes 106.8 or whatever it is.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
And the problem I have with that is it's not necessarily that it's going to make everything so easy, but that's going to be counteracted with even longer range stuff, so that the people that then do not have this are going to take a salvo or two more from everything, because they'll have to increase the range, otherwise everything will be done for basically free.
And as
It's the
Heffy's just said,
necessity that comes out
yeah,
from this.
Heffy's already said there's a range bonus on the Liberator already.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So slap this on as well. You're up to the bus distance, I think it is.
You know, it's interesting. The autoloader 3 is at the 116.3 because I have it at R15, but the blueprint for the autoloader 4 isn't showing as an R15. Maybe they just overlooked putting it into the retro lab to get the bonus.
Something tells me they're going to fix that.
Yeah.
Before it gets released, they're going to make it better.
We're after.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because the rank shows up for hydrodynamic shells and strike system, but not for the autoloader on the ones that are just showing up now.
Theoretical missile range of 114, by the way, if you put strike system 4 on something with the previously existing range bonus like the Liberator. So the bus was 112.5.
Yeah, so it's outranging the bus now.
This is 114.
It's going to be a big spotter.
We don't want a new missile ship.
Awesome.
The good thing is the Liberator makes a great
114.
spotter then, because it can take a lot of incoming explosive, and you can add some explosive plate reductions and stuff as well. So it can take more than most of the other ships for spotting. Can't run too fast, but
76
So
tons.
What'd you say? 115, so 20, 40, 60,
It's
80,
because it's 76, and then you
100,
get 40%
120.
from the system and 10% from the range, so 50%. So 76.
yeah, that's the radio was
times
saying. Was what I'm thinking of is if there was another hull that's missile, but although it doesn't do missile damage, it is actually classed as a missile, which goes under the water, which you get a nice range extender there.
That.
No.
Oh yeah. You could have some fun. No. See, now I want some gluttony build tokens.
I have good news for you. They're right there
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
River campaign.
I've already saved some from that previous mistake on that campaign. I've still got quite a few left.
So here's the catch, right? What's the safe range now? I mean, that kind of sucks.
I think it's still 6 tiles, though, isn't it? The safe range.
I mean, yeah, 6 tiles is 120.
Yeah, I think we're just in the zone. Yeah, 6.
Yeah,
I think it's 6 tiles, isn't it? So just be
5
cautious.
tiles and 3 walls. 5 tiles and 3 walls is 112. 112 is barely less. So 114 is, it's not a threshold. Like if you were safe at 112.5, you're safe at 114 if you're counting by tiles and walls.
Just watch your traps, though.
Yeah.
You know, people might be a bit surprised when they start getting. So the bus couldn't quite reach, but obviously there are other ships that could if you aren't careful.
Oh, I might have to do that forever TLC to acquire new Inquisitors to.
And who says there wasn't enough chills to do?
That means
I
one
was
quarter
having a good day. And then you mentioned the gluttony.
The radio's saying everyone will go back to the old shell-shaped bases now. I never changed mine to anything but because I'm too lazy. Mine looks exactly the same as a snail shell as it did before, rather than that zigzaggy thing that people have been using. So, yeah. Right. Anyway, good. Right. So I think we're Bounty 4 into Death. So there you go. There's the start times and that sort of stuff. There's the finish times. It basically lands for 4 days, though. It's all a bit of an overlap, but it's a 4-day long thing as it normally is. All the other things that are going on during this, like bounty and that sort of stuff, or what's the bounties on? Sorry. So if you've got like FM going on, it'll still go on. So
TLCs.
TLCs will be going on, that sort of stuff. Nothing just stops. Okay, so the routine stuff is still going on. With this going around about the 30th, then right through to the 4th of December, leaving 1 week. Okay, and that then implies that I'm thinking, which is perfect for me because I think I'll be on leave then. December's raid which is the Textor raid, should kick in around Thursday the 14th.
Yep, that's the soft date. I think Laredo said that's the soft date right now. So
through to the 20th-ish, I think. That sounds about right. Wednesday the 20th, it should finish. I'll wait for Laredo to catch up. Or has he already said that in chat? I don't know if he has.
yeah, he said the soft.
Oh,
it was
did
a
he?
soft date. Yeah, it was a
Okay.
soft date.
All right. Well, then my hunch is the same then. So that sort of makes sense. Andrew's already got it computed. He knows exactly when these things are, but he's not here tonight. He's working. Good. Right. Okay. Let's move forward a slide. We've seemed to stuck on that one for an awful long time. Titans Unleashed then. Yeah. So this is a rerun of the Titans Unleashed because it was there before. This is number 3, but it's actually the same as number 2. And number 2 got you this jet engine. So what does a jet engine do? It boosts the penetrative damage then of your modules on your mega ship. Okay. So the level 1. It's interesting. It says be on the lookout for new tokens, by the way, to help you upgrade these new modules. So not only there's a token reduction, then looks like there's new tokens. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work.
Yeah, they're in the TLC.
Oh, they're in there already, are they? Okay.
Yeah,
I never actually
they've
used these
been
tokens. I never worked out how you use them, but then again, I don't really do much mega. So
yeah, when you click on it and you build it and you start it on the right hand side within View Mega, you click speed up like you do anything else, and then it brings up the coin options. And then if you scroll down, that's where all the tokens are at.
Does it?
Yep.
I wouldn't know. I was such a mega noob. I built it and just left it in the corner and used it for the TLCs. Sorry, for the tokens particularly. But yeah, anyway, so it's there. Basically, what you're going to get at the end, if you haven't seen it before, okay, that was the slide from 2. I haven't changed it because it's the same slide. It's the same engine. There, it tells you about it there. But the good thing at the bottom, the level 1 core then gives you penetrative module boost of 8%. So there you go. That's not bad for just level 1. I think that's pretty decent.
This is the third one. They've had the one for ballistic, and then one for explosive, one for explosive, one for ballistic, and then this is the missile version of. So it's not like this is some brand new, better than the other ones that are out there. It just depends on what you have on your mega hull and what your primary damage is. So I have lots of X, so I use this version. So it's not like this is a new thing that's anything better. It's just a different damage type.
Yeah, remind me again. Is this the only engine module that actually affects things not on your mega? Because I think this one, it says it affects the drones. I don't know if the other ones actually affected the drones though.
I know.
Good question. I don't know. This one
I was looking last night.
Some of my guys switched this engine from a previous one, and he had it upgraded quite reasonable. But he switched this one specifically.
But if you think about it, the drones do have missiles. They're primary built-in weapon.
Yeah. Then you can add other things, but yes, their primary weapon is a missile, isn't it? So, mind you, say there's a speed upgrade you can add now. That give 40% range, can't you? Ooh,
interesting.
Ooh, yeah. Won't turn like, but
get a bunch of friggin' titanium, boys and girls. I mean,
yeah. Never a dull day. Right. Anyway, so there we go. So that's the Titans Unleashed. Okay, it is number 3, but the slide is for number 2. I just want to say that it's to show that there was no difference. Okay, it's in game now. So go and click on some bits and bobs, and you'll see the TLC there, and you'll see all the rest of the prizes, which don't seem to have changed, to be honest. Bug fixes and tuning. Right, so this was a hot fix today. We've had 2 of them. So the Phantom Gluttony Aura issue, where basically if you stuck it in your base and someone was trying to charge through, it ended up like a dead stop. So you got into the aura, the dark area of the aura, and basically you couldn't proceed any further forward. Is that basically it?
Hosh loved that.
I saw quite a few videos on that. Quite a few annoyed people. I think people like Ewok will be quite content now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, might have frustrated him a little bit because he likes his PvP, bless him. And things weren't going so well. I saw a couple of.
I mean, it frustrated me. I mean, it wasn't just that it stopped it. Like I hit one base and my ships literally turned around, just hit the field, turned around. I was like, what the bleep and bleepity bleep.
Yeah. It was interesting, I must admit, and it's bizarre. I have to admit, I've not seen another ship that's done that before. I mean, I know the Portals did it for a while, but we've not seen that from any hull before. I don't know if the raiding subs do the same thing because they've got that similar sort of aura. It's the same picture; they just coloured it a different colour, haven't they? So, bit of a weird thing. Anyway, it's supposed to be fixed, and apparently upgrading your drone modules is now being fixed as well. because apparently you were upgrading them, but nothing was showing or something. So I can't say I
Oh,
noticed.
is that what that was? I thought it was every time you went into a battle, your drone module would be damaged, even if it didn't take any damage.
No, you couldn't even select it to upgrade it. If it upgrade core, upgrade module, I think showed the exact same screen, so you couldn't.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they fixed it very, very quickly, though.
Yeah. Well, they need to if they want to start doing the bounty and prepping for bounty and that sort of stuff, because a lot of people like using drone modules, don't they? So.
Yeah, it was done within a couple of hours.
And I think I saw one mega ship with 7 drone modules on it or something like that.
Yep. And yet the lag.
Crazy lot of lag. Yeah, and the other thing, it's not a bug. It's obviously not really a tuning, but it's a splash screen announcement there. So basically, they're saying until the 28th, then you're going to get obviously 50% discount on instant builds if you're rich. Okay, and instant refits for icebreakers and your monoliths. Okay, so they're still thinking about this FM. I think they've probably settled a little bit on FM now. Because they've, as somebody said on their page, they've tucked away now the discussion on FM. It's now gone into the archive and that sort of stuff. So I think we've settled, like it or loathe it. I think the system's here to stay now. And I think they're just allowing to adjust your fleets in various different ways. You had the option to go and get 20 days of build tokens if you wanted to, which I don't know if it's still there, but it was for Zealous's if you wish to go down that way. And there's a 30% reduction there again to help you with your FM fleets. So
yep.
It is what it is.
I just do want to mention that there was some testing done on the Zealous last night, and there was some interesting things that we found with the duality, depending on the target. I don't know that I don't want to get into it yet until I run it up to a couple people and see what's going on. But
it's not FM specific, though, is it? It's
no. We were testing a wide range.
It's just about the duality
targets.
in general.
Yes, it's the duality in general.
So it's not a specific FM thing saying all of a sudden your Zealous isn't going to work because that's not the case. Okay.
Right. So, no. It's just a weird thing that we found. So I'm trying to run it up and see what's going on because it didn't make sense last night. So
sometimes not much does. Okay, and we've come to the end of the slide pack, which is super. That was timing. Not bad at all. We're just taking
good
time. So. Interesting week, not a horrendous week. And do you know what? If you don't want to do any of those TLCs and you're not really interested in moving ahead too much or in preparation of your megaship, quite a quiet week. Don't know. Answers that one is Brew. What did Andrew say to you? There is something going to. Do we want to mention about it now? Can do. We've got time.
Yeah, we did. General terms, yeah.
Okay, we've got time. Well, you can. I've talked plenty. You do it.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, we normally refresh. Gosh, yes. We normally refresh the banner at the top of the TFC page twice a year, and so our next banner refresh is in January. And so rather than us come up with something, we are going to turn towards you, the community, and have you guys help design the Facebook and website banner. So within the next couple of days, there'll be some information that'll be provided on banner size, that type of stuff. And we'll go ahead as a team and select like the top 3 entries that we think do the best to represent the TFC and what the page is all about, and then we'll put those out for vote with the community. So, be creative. I know we've got a lot of creative people that are out there based on some of the memes that we see on the page, and go ahead and get that stuff ready, and then we'll announce it and hopefully run that here in the next couple of days.
No midget strippers.
No. There's a definite PG rating, no naughty words or pictures. But so it's obviously it needs to be Battle Pilot Pirates related. PG. There's going to be a size restriction that we're looking for.
And it should hold to what the page is about too. It can't be anything crazy.
Yeah. So we've already decided to. We've put a Word document and we've passed it around ourselves to sort of like give some guidance and that sort of stuff. So there are some minor rules and regulations just to keep things on the narrow. There's no point putting work into something to just have it chucked away and that sort of stuff. So that's why it's going to go into a pool of things, and then we'll look at them and that sort of stuff and pick out the top 3 that we like the most. And then you pick out the top 1 from those top 3. And then that individual will gain something, but we'll talk about what you'll get for taking part and the winners and that sort of stuff next week. But yeah, should be good fun. There's a benefit to doing it. Okay, a bit more than Megas, but
I think we're gonna have everything finalized by next week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and it'll be open for a couple of weeks, and then there'll be a deadline entry, of course, and then we'll go ahead and announce the winner on the last live show, which is the 26th of December, I think. And so obviously, he who designed it will go ahead and get some credit and much appreciation. But I think it's going to be something that's interesting and fun, and we've got a lot of people, I think, that have a lot of creativity. So it should be interesting to see what people come up with.
Yeah, there's been plenty of videos out there in the last sort of 7 years. So there's plenty of people that can do the same as what we can do. It's just we choose to do it via this sort of media. So yeah, should be interesting. Looking forward to it. Right. Anybody got anything else they want to cover? Brian, anything else you've noticed in the game since you've been away?
I have not been away for long.
I know, but you just said how many other offers splashed up on your screen just then? Obviously, you said you had quite a lot. So
I think it's like 20 something.
Anything that jumped out? I only had one 2 days ago, so obviously there's been tons of other stuff.
Yeah, I guess after the update, they, I can take a look, but I don't think there's anything. I feel bad for anyone that buys the CTX offers because that implies they want to build the CTX.
That's a bit crazy. Yeah. Okay. Damnation in chat saying, "Can I submit my banner to be your banner?" You can submit any banner you like. The top 3 that we like, we'll put through. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. As simple as that. And then people can obviously from that pick what they want out of those top 3. So, but there'll be more on that next week. Good. George, anything to close?
Just build tokens, man. I want to see some build tokens in the game. That's all. Please,
as in
please.
base or
yeah, building tokens. Yeah, for your base.
Yeah, we're so far behind on these turrets, aren't we? Maybe they're just trying to drag the game out. I don't really know, and then trying to make it so that not everyone's got like all their turrets upgraded, which I don't think I'll be doing until this time next year at this rate.
I know. I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing is even because we went through them all, doing the OP10 stuff and getting our shipyards out and all that other stuff, but the thing is with the build times that they have on some of the stuff, we actually should have probably kept some because it's really hard to react in the game now. If something comes out, if some combo comes out saying bounty, you're not gonna be able to react that weekend. I mean, you're gonna have a week plus of refit for a turret, for one turret, let alone if you wanted to redo a bunch of stuff in your base. I really want some tokens, or I want those build times to come down.
You're like the kid in the Charlie Chocolate Factory. I want.
Yep.
Okay. Robin, anything to close?
No, just a pointer with all the TLCs that are out there. They're all using mixed fleets, but just pay attention to how long you have on a TLC in conjunction with the FM and the other TLCs that are in there, and don't box yourself into where you've got one TLC that's still got 5 days to go, and then you're left with one that's got like half a day and your fleets are all down. So just, manage your time and manage your fleets and pay attention to what order you're doing them in.
Okay, and the other thing I want to close on myself personally is when you're doing these TLCs, particularly the ones with the base campaigns in there, if you can go and pick your newest fleet, and then you'll understand how much there has been in escalation and definitely in creep. Because some people were struggling on these TLCs at the start of the year, and definitely at the, right back at the start of the year when they first came out. Not so bad at the 6-month point, but now we're coming to the end of the year and they're back out again. It'd be interesting to see your thoughts. I'd like to see someone in charge for it with a real-time video and see how quick they can get through the whole lot. It'd be quite amusing, I think.
Oh, I noticed that last night doing the one of the ones that was there last night. I only got one of them done initially, and I spent like 20 coins, and I was mad that I did, but by golly, I got my Liberator. And last night it was like, wow, what happened here?
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was just like, boom, done.
Yeah, Ren was saying the same thing. He managed to blitz through it really quick. One of them particularly, he managed to smash straight through in the TLCs. And he couldn't believe how quick it was. He was really surprised. So.
Credit to the TSM icebreaker build.
It seems to work. Yeah,
it does. I'm having fun with it.
Yeah, it is. It is good fun. Bear in mind, the only thing I will say for those of you who have finished, FM's about to finish. Okay, then for everybody, and it'll be reset soon. I still can't quite work out. I want to do some stats next week about the FM. Okay, because I'm still in a quandary as to what the long-term effect is of the FM based over a 1 and 2 month period. You know, even within the same month. I want to see what gets released on when it refreshes, and then we'll have a discussion on the pros and cons and how things are sort of like, you know, progressing. Because as it stands at the moment, I'm sitting on the fence at the moment. Okay, look, the targets have changed. I get that. The fact that we're getting far less build tokens, you know, whether you got the Conqueror shipyard or not, it doesn't really matter. The point is that's the reason that we've got less build tokens. But I don't know whether you've got to do it, you know, 21 tokens and that sort of stuff. That's 21 run-throughs to get all the bits and bobs in week 1, just in case we only have to go and get tokens next week and there's no extra things to go and collect. I'm not sure whether that's going to come in, though, the tech up free, or whether next refresh we're going to get more things to prizes to go and collect. It seems that there's about 3 prizes already now that are sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped a month's worth of content on us.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping that's the case, because if that's the case, then because I spent all that extra time doing the FM and got everything in one hit, all I need to do this week coming then is just go 3 targets, thank you, finished. And that's the 2-day build token from obviously from tier 4 and then the up to 9 or whatever it is in tier 5, and then I'm finished. You know, so this week, because I worked extra hard last week, I should be paid off. If I find there's loads more prizes in there, I'm going to be pretty peeved. Because that's also content overload on stupid things, just a stocking filler, you know. But we'll see.
Well, Laredo did say that tech up 3 is coming, so I'm assuming
I hope that's the case. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because if they add 3 of them, what do we had 9 runs, and that we had 5 the first time, and then 4 the second time?
It was yeah. The maximum prizes were 5 this time. So if you went past 5, you know, out of the 9, then you were just getting 1 hour of fix.
Right, but you could catch up. I mean, the good thing is that, you know, they keep rerunning it so that, you know, there's access to this tech. I just don't know that we should have this much tech coming in on a TLC that runs once a month.
Yeah.
In addition to the FM, in addition to maybe a TLC that releases a 9th and 10th piece of new tech.
And bounty.
Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. Right. Thanks all for tuning in. Clearly we'll be on at the weekend, that sort of stuff. So if you got a mic, then grab it. And if you haven't, you can still come on and type in the side chat, and we'll bring your comments up for everybody to have a look at. Enjoy some of the TLCs. Enjoy the refresh of the FM. Let's see what that brings. Okay, and we will all see you at the weekend, if not before, on the page. Take care.
Everyone, good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.